Hi guys, this is Max. I'm back, and today we're gonna do a deep dive into the 2021 California gubernatorial recall election, alright? Now, what we have in front of us is a county map of how I'd expect the recall election to go down. This, however, is Newsom's best case scenario, in my opinion. It could get even worse for the guy. He might be going to lose this county over here, along with San Diego County, and potentially even these three here. But to make an exact county prediction is difficult because usually California is not a close state. I actually don't even believe the recall effort to win this time, but it will get pretty close. They will get in at least within 10%. And even if they get into within 15%, that would be pretty good news for the Republicans because California is a state that usually overwhelmingly votes Democrat. I just gotta bring up the results from the last presidential election. That was a win for Joe Biden by 29 points. That's a pretty big blowout. And the fact that a Republican or a right leaning independent even has a remote chance of winning in that state is already a big thing. And what makes this recall effort very interesting is that besides the fact that maybe you could have Newsom being recalled from office, this is one of the very few cases where you still see large size bipartisanship in the modern day political era. Because there were lots of left leaning independents and even Democrats who not only supported the initial recall effort, but who are also going to vote to recall Governor Gavin Newsom in the next election, while not forever switching to the Republican Party. This is a pretty big thing considering the fact that America is supposed to be pretty divided right now. Now, that's my predicted county map. It doesn't look too different from the one we saw in 2003 when Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected governor and Gray Davis lost his job, but I do not honestly believe that Newsom will be on his way out because polling definitely shows him ahead. And even some more right leaning pollsters like the Trafalgar Group have him at keep 11%. That's not a poor performance, I should say. And if he was actually going to be recalled, I'd not necessarily be surprised because it is possible, but I do see it as unlikely. However, what will absolutely not be even in question marks, I should say, is that Larry Elder is going to win the governorship in case if not Newsom gets recalled, because he's clearly ahead of all the other candidates. Now, before I end this video, I would like to offer you my personal opinion on all of this. You know that I am not the biggest fan of Governor Gavin Newsom. He's a pretty elitist guy. He sent his kids to a private school where they weren't even wearing masks, while he simultaneously kept public schools shut down. And I don't even have to get into the French Laundry scandal and the way how he treated small businesses. You just have to watch the video of the woman who showed how her small business was being shut down due to the COVID restrictions while a big store right next to her was allowed to be open. It were pretty disgusting policies that he pursued. Now, I'm not going to give Newsom the blame for everything bad that happened, though. California is a pretty big and densely populated state. It makes sense that it has had the highest COVID case rates. And also, I wouldn't really blame him for the wildfires. They're just the thing that recurs in the area every single year. But nonetheless, that is not a guy who should be in office by any means. And even though I do expect him to survive this recall effort, in general, I believe that Newsom's done. He might win re-election in 1 year during the midterms, but he certainly doesn't have any national ambitions right now. He's not going to be president. And right after Cuomo, he'll be the second Democrat to kind of fall from grace. Now, even though this sounds like a very right-wing talking point, I would not determine myself as a hardcore Republican, and I will definitely make videos about Republican and Democratic strategizing in the future. And from an independent viewpoint, I'd like to tell you I have watched this with excitement and also yeah, with a eye directed into the future to the midterm elections. Because whether the Democrats will perform good, bad, or very poorly, or whether the Republicans perform very well, will determine whether the midterm elections will be like the 2010 Tea Party or more like a slightly Republican tilted midterm election year. And also, we're pretty far away from that point. Everything could still happen. Nonetheless, the recall election is in a few days. And if you're a California voter, please make sure that you go out and vote. And please share your thoughts on that topic in the comment section down below. It would be very, very interesting to read your comments. As of right now, have a good time, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.